So guys, Ashtyn just behind me there. We're just pulling into the first field that we seeded here. I don't know if you remember that video. I pulled into this exact same spot, and this wheat is coming nicely. So we're here to seed some sloughs. We're gonna drive around. Yep, we're gonna stomp it down a little bit, but don't worry, it's young, it's hardy, it'll come right on back. And we're gonna seed a couple of these sloughs.
Well, that helps a lot. Now I can see everywhere that I didn't go.
Ashtyn's just pulling up her mapping from last, a month ago, I guess. A little over a month ago.
So I'll go do that stuff that was on our joining two field lines, because there's a couple sloughs there.
Okay. I'm heading south here. I know I went around about two or three pretty good sized sloughs. I might run out of product. There's a good chance I could run out of product.
Just load up that file and send me a picture then.
You're on my tractor.
Oh, but I have my monitor.
Alright, you guys get the idea. So we're just pulling up the map when we first seeded this. So all that green is what I went around about a month ago. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then all that brown, yellow, everything that we went around, those are the sloughs that we're going to try and go back to seed. So quite a few. So we're going to get on that. We're actually parked in this corner right here. I'm trying to block this a little bit for you. So I'm going to go down into these ones. Ashtyn, there's another field up here. She's going to go up and over into this one. There's a great big slough here and a few. Some of these are still going to have water in them, but we can maybe just make a few more passes around them and gain a few more acres. Okay. As you can tell, we really can't gain anything out of that. It's still wet. Like, that was pretty full of water at the time. Like, sure, you could gain about 10 feet there, but I'm not going to disturb the stuff that I seeded for 10 feet. I will seed into the stuff that I've already seeded if I can get a little bit more, but that's not worth it for me. So we're going to go down here where there's a little bit bigger one. We're up and over this hill. There's this big guy. See, he was all laying with water. Gotta go around some power poles here. Now, this hill wasn't, but we couldn't get into here because of the water in that slough. So we're going to gain a few acres here, and this is what we're going to do. Then as we come into this seeded stuff, we have this little teardrop, so we're actually going to seed right into the seeded stuff to make sure that we can get this seeded up now, okay? See, we're seeding into our other seeded stuff to get that teardrop. Now we're going to lift it up. There we go. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to disturb all that just for that little sliver. And then I'm going to drive down over here, drop the drill in, and go this way on this. The least amount that I can seed into my already seeded stuff, the better. And this, guys, is seeding sloughs. Now, that was all for water. There's actually quite a few acres that can be gained out of this, to be quite honest with you. Could be up to 4,000 acres. Now, I don't think we'll be, I don't know, if we can get 2,000 acres, I think we're going to be doing pretty good, because there's still water. Okay, putting our drill in the ground, we're seeding into that stuff that's already been seeded. Has to be done, so we can get into this. There we go. Alright, you guys get the idea. Now, I know you guys have a few questions. Mike, will you change your fertilizer or seed rates while you're seeding these sloughs? And do you change your crops at all? No, it will be wheat. Wheat's the shortest crop we grow here because we're not growing barley and oats, so it will be wheat. It's the shortest maturity growing days. And we will not change our fertilizers, no, but we will up our seeding rate. Why will we up our seeding rate? Because the slough bottom will retain more moisture, and we are seeding late, as you know, or later, And we want these things this crop in these sloughs to come in relatively quick, and it will catch up quite a bit with the crop already grown, especially if you seed it a little bit heavier. And then perhaps we can combine it at the same day. And that, you guys, is a successfully seeded slough. On to the next one. And that one was 5 acres. I just looked at the monitor. See it down there? 5 acres. So, we're still seeding. There's another little pothole that we can seed. Another one bites the dust. We're seeding sloughs, you guys. Now we just go hunting. Here's another big slough. Little damp still right there, but we'll just motor right on through that. Drop my pressure back a little bit. I like to drop my pressure if I'm gonna go through some wet stuff. All right, well, you guys get the idea. Oh, I'm out of wheat. Well, I guess we're going to head back to the farm. I think Ashtyn has enough on board to finish this. And we'll either load up more or we won't. Maybe we'll send some drills out loaded to some different fields. And if Ashtyn can't quite finish this field, then we'll get one to stop by. All right. So we're just on our way back to the farm. No, we weren't very far away from the farm. We were only about 1.5 miles. So it's easier to run back to the farm, make a plan. That's where all the trucks are than it is to bring the trucks out. Because now I definitely don't want to be loading out in those fields. Because the crop is coming up. The crop isn't coming up. The crop is up, I should probably mention. So yeah. Lots of roading when you're doing sloughs. Like, no, we're not going back up north again. What it is will have to be up there. Some of our other far away land, we won't be going out there either. We'll probably stay close. We'll probably stay within maybe a 30-mile radius of the farm to do the sloughs. Anything else outside of that, unless it's a gigantic slough, which would pay us enough to go out for it, no, we won't. The downside to seeding sloughs, you can fertilize them and seed them heavy, and it's about 50-50. 50% chance you'll get to combine it because it won't rain again, or 50% chance it will rain, drown out your sloughs that you're already seeded, in which case you just threw all that money out there, and that's farming, guys. That's farming. That's the name of the game. That's you risker for the biskers, and oh, why wouldn't I? Why? That's a good question, Mike. Why do you even seed the sloughs if there's a risk of it drowning out, especially 50%? Because there's a 50% chance that we could probably pull a 40-50 bushel crop off those sloughs because there's lots of moisture in the ground. And if all of a sudden you had 2,000 acres, or up to 4,000 acres, that's a lot of ground just in sloughs. So that's, if we could get a couple hundred acres, that's the profit. So no, it does warrant us for us to go out there and seed them. Last year we seeded a bunch of sloughs, and because it was so dry, and it all got rained out. We got about 8 inches of rain all in one shot in July, and drowned every one of them out. And we put a lot of acres into those sloughs, and we're like, well, gee golly gosh darn, I guess we'll try it next year. And that's what we do. Don't you hate all those dandelions? It just peeves me right off, all those dandelions in the ditch, because then they spread out into my field. I don't like it. I know, we gotta do, the RM's gotta do some weed control. Alright guys. Hey guys, so Ashtyn's just seeing some sloughs. We got it down to one drill right now. Let's go and see how she's doing. Woo! I lost my hat. I don't care about the washout. I lost my hat. the brakes so hard I tore up my crop. Oh, don't worry, it'll come back. Okay, guys, I gotta find my hat. No worries. It was in the box. Safety first. Ashtyn's probably like, holy crap, what's going on? I just wanted to come and see how it's going. Oh, she's missing a mid-row bender. All right, I remember Brian, that the bearing went and fell off right on the last field. So we're just driving around here. I want to race or something. I should go and, you know what, it'd be quicker? I'm going to go rip around and find some sloughs for her. To be fair, we know where the sloughs are already. So I know what you're like, how do you know where all the sloughs are? Well, we just come off seeding all the fields. We have maps of the fields. We know where the sloughs are. For us guys, like especially us brothers and the guys that have been around here long enough, we farm this land to know where every slough is. We can tell the guys from our phone sitting on a chair drinking coffee where all the sloughs are. When you farm something for that long, you know where they are. Put it in four-wheel drive so I'm not tearing my crop up. There's no sloughs over here. I'm gonna go tell her that. Let's play some chicken. Chicken? Chicken? Chicken, 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 chicken. Ah! 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 I'm no chicken. I'm no chicken. I just did the math, and she's a little bit heavier than me, and bigger. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! We'll beat that. Oh, she got a little close. We like to have fun with what we do, you guys. Checking out this slough. You see all this white? See that white? That's high salinity alkali area. That pretty much means equals dead soil. All right? It's really hard to get that to come back. So, and typically it's quite muddy. I don't think she's gonna get in here, but there's another slough. Just got that seeded. And she did get into that corner, by the way. So basically, guys, now that I have your attention, might be short, but I have your attention. We can have a slough anywhere from less than an acre all the way up to probably 60 acres would be some of the bigger sloughs. And we can have up to 25, 30 sloughs on one field. Maybe one field we only have 2 sloughs on. So it completely depends on the lay of the land, how big the field is, how rolly it is, how flat it is, how well it drains. Yes, we can drain some of our sloughs, but it's completely impractical to drain them all. We're flat farming out here. We're flatland farming. We rely completely on rain. Okay. This here slough is now dry. No big deal. Typically it is. Sometimes it's wet. Sometimes it's dry. That's just life. That's farming. We come out. We seed our sloughs. We move on. Easy peasy. Life is breezy. I'm not going to hold up any more of your time. You guys get the idea. We're probably going to go out with a few more drills here in June, and we probably have a couple thousand acres to do in just sloughs, unless we get another big rain, in which case probably pool some more water in most of them, in which case we'll throw our hands in the air, empty out, and start cleaning out all the drills and washing them all off. So yeah, we're only one rain away from drowning out everything that we've just done, so we got a 50-50 chance, like I told you. But remember, 8 years out of 10 we're dry. So, and they're like, Mike, why did you say you have a 50-50 chance if you said 8 years out of 10? Because we get thunder boomers. Yeah, we're typically dry in general, but we get some big thunderstorms, or at least we can in July, can drop like inches in minutes. Inches in minutes, and come with a lot of hail. So that's a little bit about seeding sloughs and putting some money out there, and hopefully you get some back. But if you get it back, it's worth it. We're not gamblers. Oh no, that's not what we do.